Ladies and germaloids, good evening, welcome to the stream. Back in action, had a day off yesterday. Oh, naughty, naughty! Day off? There's no such thing as a day off in the verse. You should be up, guns ready at all times. Gunning your ship through the verse, ready for action. Hacking your way through the frames, like a man with a machete in a frame jungle. Chopping away at the mango fruits of frames as they drop nonchalantly upon your bonds, nearly knocked out by a coconut of frames, nearly tripped over a vine of frames, nearly savaged by a tiger of frames in the frame jungle. There I was, an explorer in the frames, finding out that the land of frames, there's only 3 frames in it. Between you and me, that's not many frames for a man to get his teeth sunk into. Barely pronounce my worms this evening, ladies and germs. There's no worms without germs. There's the hobbity music. Can you hear it? We're going to try and get in. We'll see. We've got this. I'm not even sure what patch this is. It's the latest of the latest. We go for the best because we love the best. Let me just turn this down a tad because it's blasting my lugholes to pieces. I hate those Mises to pieces. There's been some trouble with the frames recently. Just merely, I've explained this before. It's a little bit technical, but essentially what it is the servers themselves that they have are they're kind of at an evolutionary stage between the sea and the land. They're a little bit like lungfish. So they have this kind of system whereby the servers themselves can breathe through lungs, which flap and are operated by Erin. He pulls a string because Erin's on the bottom bunk, so it's easier for him to reach the string from where he is. Chris lives on the top bunk. They share a bedroom. I don't know if anyone knows that, but it's only the people who operate the game at this time of night during the week. I mean, here it's nearly 11 o'clock in the UK, and at this time in Wilmslow, where Chris and Erin live with their mother, it's all hands to the pump, ladies and germs. All hands to the pump. Oh, here we are. We're back in. Just have a little look here. Can't seem to see anything. That a little bit unresponsive, the game this evening. I don't know why. I'll switch view. It looks very jerky. I've got 20 frames. I'm in bed. I'm going to get up and see what happens. But basically, from in Wilmslow, where Chris and Erin share a room, Erin is the one who operates the string for the gill. So he's got it tied. Usually ties it to his foot, so it enables him to do coding, on the keyboard while Chris is having a snack or something, or just generally sort of like, Chris has visions, so like he'll sit up bolt upright in the top bunk and like, look, I've had a vision, I can see quantum travel, it's all blue with pink sparks. Erin writes it down, and in order to write it down he needs to operate the gills as well for the servers to keep the frame rates up. Right now we're at 18-19 frames. So look, let's just jump in. I'll carry on. It's a bit technical, but I'm gonna carry on explaining how it works to you guys, just so you know. I'm just gonna kill that music just ever so slightly. It was a bit of an abrupt interlude there, but that's how it is. That's how it is. All right. Welcome to Star Citizen 3.0 latest patch. Puts us back in. Here we are. We're back in the verse. Back at Oliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. There's a rail. It's there for safety. There's got a little picture here. Look, there's a little mirror. It's not, is it? I haven't put a mirror in here. Have they? Look. A mirror. Mirror on the wall. If I crouch, will you see me at all? No, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I feel a bit boxed in here. Look, but that is definitely a mirror. We can see as we come down here that it gives us another view. We ourselves, Nosferatu-like, are not reflected upon this milky surface. The silvered eye of the mirror does not reflect eye. Doth the mirror not reflect mine own reflection? Why, I am but a shadow, a mere wraith, something from the nether regions, and the undead, some may call me, for I, Nosferatu, walk amongst you in the verse. Nosferatu, the creature from beyond the blackness. I have come to Oliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. And look, behold, before us there's a picture of Terror. Never heard of it. There's coat hangers there, rails there for safety. Right, I guess that we're in pod number 7. Out we come, out we come. Here we are, here we are. Look, Blood Dragon's here. He says you have no reflection. You're absolutely right. I am the undead. And not only am I the undead, but I move like a ghost. Look at this, crawling along. I've got a little hint here. It says move the mouse wheel to speed up your progress. Let's get it going. Now, as I was saying, basically what happens is Chris, this gives me an idea. I could also stand on a chair, lose my heels. No, I won't do that. Just as we go down the stairs, I want you to be aware that there has been no running in the hallway, and we will come down here. I didn't even look to see what pod I was in. I don't care anymore. I never get it right. Let's just come around the corner and see where we are. This is the latest patch. There's somebody there sat in his mother's nightie. He's just, what are you doing? He's not doing what I think he's doing. Look at that. It's like, you know, when you get changed at the beach, you have to wrap a towel around you and squat down like a ninny, so you can change out of your exec flight suit into your green Kermit the Frog flight suit. Anyway, whatever. Obviously there's problems here, ladies and gentlemen. Pip's on the terminal. What's the world coming to? We're joined by Blood Dragon. You're in pod 10, he says. I don't even know. What did I say, pod 8? Wrong by 2. There's no shame in it. Anyway, as I was saying, Chris, Erin rather, he operates the gills of the servers with a string that's tied to his toe. And then he can operate those. But the problem with the servers is that in order to make them function, they're immersed in a kind of thick brine of Chris's own devising. Something that he brews up in his mother's kitchen while she's out doing a cleaning job. And basically what happens is, I'm going to take the Herald. No, I'm going to take the black. The new blackness. Let's see if it's got any doors. I bet it hasn't. Let's have a look now.
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Oh, look at this. I've just AO4. I've just had a notification from my good friend Blood Dragon, which I appreciate you dropping by, mate. You're very welcome. That there's a new patch being worked on right now. Chris and Erin are hard at work, scribbling away on their notebooks, coming up with new ideas for the patch. The main thing they have to come up with is a new number. Chris has nearly run out of numbers. He only knows numbers like 451, 448, 725. I mean, these are the kind of numbers that Chris likes. I've forgotten what number it is. Doesn't matter. I think it's number 5. I mean, but basically, what's going? There she is. Look, there she blows. Look at her through the glass. We can already see she's got no back door. Right, well, that was fortuitous in a way. Let's just go back in here, and what we'll do is reclaim that ship, and then it will spawn again, like a spawn again Christian, and it will be saved in the Lord's name, and he shall look down upon the cutlass. And he looked upon the cutlass, and he cast out the doors, and the cutlass, yea, the cutlass was without doors, and they brought ye the dragonfly to the house of Olisar, and yea, lo, they searched through the screens for another ship, and lo, there was no ship. Ah, but wait, crieth the Lord, lo, behold, the pillar of fire appeared, and we did gaze upon the mighty beauty of the caterpillar that arched its back and roared like a lion, and yea,
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
and yea, the ship was delivered to the following landing pad. Landing pad. Oh! Oh dear, what a giggle. Right, now, Milli Vanilli, one day you will learn to read. Anyway, look, we go this way. I'll tell you all about Chris and his brother in a minute, but let's just see if we can get into here. Let's just see. Can we do it? Cycling to Daymar. Off we go, like the proverbial snow. And just a little bit more cycling to Daymar. Very nice. Now, the game I would like to play, actually, do you know what? I want to see something, ladies and germs. I am a silly old Mary. this evening. What's this? Crash already? No. Silly little Mary has forgotten to put in the cargo. What's in your cargo, Margot? Well, we don't know because we didn't put any in. Now, I'm a bit disorganised this evening. You can tell from the jitteriness, from the frames, from the games, and also the shames, that we're a little bit behind. We're not really on it. We're not really right on it, like a not riding the pony all the way into the paddock, if you see what I mean. Can we do this? Can we marry the donkey as if it were our own father? No. What's going on? Hey, Dirty Sonic, how are you, my friend? Glad that you could join me. Building internal QA testing 694-271. Chris has thought of a new number. This is just the number of the local Chinese restaurant. I went and bought a tank. Don't need a tank, but it's a tank. I bought a tank too. I'm a bit frustrated at how they've set up the packs for this sale. Yeah. Oh, I have to get one of the pricier combo backs just to get the limited Nova skins. Now that was a bit cheeky. Yes, it is a little bit cheeky, the sales pitch, but you know, we are used to it now. We live in the modern world where there is nothing but the sales pitch. The sales pitch and nothing but the sales pitch. Now it seems like you can't get any cargo at all. Touch anywhere to begin. Right, well, how about if I touch you, mate? How about that? Can we begin that? Because I feel like starting something. I don't know about you. And yes, they have shaved the size of your head while you were stood there. Let's try this one. What do we feel then, ladies and germs? That's a little bit better. And there's still the Aurora is the only thing that you can buy cargo for. Do you guys know anything about this? Look, am I being a dunce? But every time I get in the verse now, I get a ship out, and then I go to put cargo in it. What's in your cargo, Margot? And I just don't, the list of ships that are available in which to put cargo is limited now. It's getting shorter and shorter every time I come in. Every patch, it gets less and less ships that I'm able to kind of put the thing in. What do you reckon, boys? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, boys? What's to be done about this? Who's that lurking in the hallway? Milli Vanilli. Alright, let's come around here. Oi. Where is he? Let's see if he's consistent. He's not there, look. He's vanished. And what are these two AI lurking in the corner? Is this like one of those things where they discovered that the robots in iRobot gather together in little packs? They like to hang out together. Oh, Bullshit and Blondie. Bullshit and Blondie, please welcome on the stage. Bullshit and Blondie, your friend and mine. Alright, how you doing, Blondie? Alright there, Bullshit. Anything funny happened this week? Well, it was funny. On the way to the pasture shop, I nearly dropped my change. Who would have thought it, eh? Have you seen old Chris Roberts this week? I have. I've seen Chris Roberts. Has he dropped a pasty? He has! He dropped a pasty right in the brine. The flames have gone through the roof. Right, let's see now if we can get what I'm talking about, man. I've got to get myself out of this town. There it is. Let's go, let's go. Let's just go. I'm getting myself in a right pickle here. You don't understand, you people, what it's like. It's like the mind of a genius. Here we go. This looks like it might be the right way. I can't swear to it, but I reckon 00 looks pretty good to me. I reckon they're limiting it to the ships they want to test, maybe. Yes, Dirty Sonic, I think you're right, mate. I really do. Come on, let me out of here. Oh, Satan in a green suit. What are you crouched over like the Nosferatu himself? Excuse me. I didn't mean to do that, but that just made me laugh. I've spilt coffee all over the keyboard. That was very funny. Look at this, I've ruined my notes. Look at that. What's that? What even is that? Oh, that's passwords. I need that. Right, sorry ladies and gentlemen. I'll get back on it in a minute. It's all been very, very hectic. I've now got a wet keyboard. Because that guy's aspect, his hunched aspect. It reminded me of Peter Lorre in the 1950s. Oh, so you like it in the airlock, eh? Oh, my arm, you're hurting my arm, don't hurt me. Okay, let's go this way. We'll calm down, we'll become a bit more professional, right? Up the apples and pears. We're going, we're going this way. Do you like that, do you? Sorry, I literally spat coffee over everything. So if the game crashes, it's because now the servers are soaked in hot cup of joe. Right, if you make it outside fast enough after spawning calories, you can observe the internal doors and beds floating away above the ship. Oh, look at this.
Initiating ship storage procedure. For your safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
That's alright. I don't want to get on board that doorless thing. Jim Morrison's died. He's officially dead, and the doors, they cannot reform themselves without him. Look, he's alright. Where's my ship? 300i, 315p. I'll tell you what, mate, don't try and get in the front seat. You'll be there all day. I got stuck between the windscreen and the cushions.
Ship storage procedure.
Yeah,
For your
alright.
safety, please vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, alright, you have to thank me. I heard you the first time. Christ. Down we go. The shadow of a man who's bereft of everything he believed in. He believed there were doors. He believed that there could be a caterpillar with doors. He believed that the game could work. Why don't they just publish a notice saying, why don't you just play with these ships only? And then it will save a lot of hassle, a lot of time. My time is valuable. You know, I don't like to waste time. I like to be gurgling hot Java all over the keys at any time of day. That guy in the yellow jumper is starting to freak me out a bit. Right, okay, what ship do you think I should take? Actually, the Doors pushed out at least one album after Jim's death. Oh, they did they? That's interesting. I don't think I've heard that. Would I have heard any of that? Was it instrumental stuff? Obviously Jim wasn't singing on it. Or was it old pre-recorded stuff from before he died? Is that... You do like to waste time. Alright, well look, I'm getting on with it. Mr. Sonic, I'm on top of it. But what ship shall I take? That's the question, because what I find is I'm not the time waster here. I am merely entering a game in which I'm supposed to be in an open world scenario where I can select this and then do that and then follow this and shoot him if I want. But as it turns out, there's a subtle choreography to the game where you're supposed to do this but you're not supposed to do that. But instead of telling us, they just make those things impossible to retrieve, impossible to enter, impossible to open, impossible to fire, and impossible to fly. And therefore, therein lies the choreography that is implicit in the game. Alright, he's cappering me now. What should we do? What should we do? Give me a hint. Freelancer? It's not even there. Look, I'll claim it anyway because maybe that'll be used for another time. I did try and claim this back, I think, but it doesn't let me do it. No, I can't get a freelancer. What ships are actually available? Other Voices was the first album released by the 3 remaining members of the Doors after Jim. Okay, fair enough. Well, there is hope then. It's possible for Doors to reform. This is what we've learned. A full circle was the next after. Well, you know, when you say the words full circle to me, it makes me feel like that's exactly what I'm doing, you know? Like, I feel like the second release of the 3 Doors, which is probably how the caterpillar feels just after it's been spawned. What should we do? What should we do, boys and girls? Should we just take an Aurora? We'll take an Aurora, shall we? And we'll just go somewhere. Let's take the ES and see what happens. I'll try not to gurgle on the keyboard. A7. Alright, I'm going to go straight there, no messing about, right? Just going to walk like a normal human being in a normal game and expect nothing except normal things to happen to me. Right, here we go. I'm normalising my aspect to the door. Here I go, like a normal chappie. I amble over to the console, normally press F and normally press the press And I will press the thing that says press, that's written on the thing that says press, and here we go, in a normal fashion, which will pick up the speed a little bit, just so we get there as soon as possible. And we go up, the usual apples and the usual pears, slight glitch, 14 frames. Let's get out of here before anyone else joins the server and ruins it for everyone. We're all going to stay behind at Olisar until Downer owns up to being the one who ruined the frames. Until the boy who ruined the frames owns up, we're all going to remain here at Olisar. I don't care if the bell goes. That bell, it's a sign for me, not for you. Right, come on, let's get in here. Let's get in and let's enter. The ES, is this the ES or the LN or the CR or the M5? Who knows? Not me. Does that even work, that button? No, it doesn't work anymore. I've got to rebind those keys, boys, because I do like the flight ready thing's a little bit more reachable now, isn't it?
Welcome to Robert Space Industries.
Blood Dragon, I appreciate you're a mine of information, and I like that. I really like that. I didn't know that about the doors. I'm quite impressed by that. I'm gonna check that out. I do like hey. What the? This is not good. I know what's happened. New patch. I haven't done my key bindings. Let's just see if we can just get out of here. That should be the same anyway.
Landing gear raised.
Let's just get out of here. Rear view? Rear view? No. Okay. Alright, boys. Slight interlude, right? Just bear with me, okay? Everything's going to be fine. I swear to you. It's one of the worst streams I've ever seen. The man doesn't know what he's doing. Dribbling coffee all over the keyboard. Doesn't know where his settings are. Man's a fool. Right, here we go. Flight advanced. Flight advanced. Very nice. Not keyboard or mouse. Gamepad and hoo-ha. Let's go here. Advanced. Control. Latest. Let's see what this does to the whole shenanigans. And load it. Thank you very much. Hop back into the game. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's better. Right, now we're back in the game. Right, rear view. There it is. Now that's goodbye to Oliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. And let's see, I still can't target anybody. Yes I can. There's a target right there. Let's just see what that looks like. Let's go and have a little look at toxic supercell. Not sure what that noise is. Okay, fine. It's a little boost. We go up to toxic supercell here. I'm not sure what that flame thing means. Since the patch, how do you couple weapons? Press C now and it just fires chaff. I think left control is decouple toggle now. Yeah, that makes sense. Decouple is usually C, isn't it? Or left control is now that. Alright, so I've accidentally targeted this guy. Not quite sure why. Oh look, it's the little... It's a little lovebirds. It's a cutlass kiss. Cutlass dogging. Amazing. Is this my rear view? Oh, that's my space brake. It must be this one. There we go. That's very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting indeed. Right, I'm not sure if I feel in a bad mood or not. Let's just see how the missions look. Where are we? Where can we go? Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to go to Shuban Mining and see what the F7C is going on there. Let's just do that, shall we? In this little rust bucket.
Quantum drive is now on.
Noise is a new follower. Well failed Kickstarter. Kickstarters, plural. I appreciate that very, very much, mate, and I'm glad that you dropped by. I really appreciate it. I need all the followers I can get right now, because this stream has been an absolute debacle.
Bottom drive is now off.
He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know where he's going. He's like a stream clown. Oh look, they've changed the logos on these. Look at this. The size of it, a great green square hovering
Bottom drive is now
in the midst of the inky blackness. Oh, here's my coffee. I'll try not to dribble it all over you. Failed Kickstarters is there. He's slightly over the edge of the box. His name is so long. I tell you what, mate. Failed Kickstarters. You are thinking outside the box. I don't know why your Kickstarter failed. You're obviously a man of substance. Your name is so much substance it doesn't fit in my box. If you get my meaning. Right. Where's our favourite Shubin spot? Shubin Mining. 410. 401 is it? 401. Let's head there. Let's get there. Let's go there. Let's be there. Let's love and live there. Let's all hold hands until the walls come tumbling down, son. I'm trying to troll you, mate, and it's not working out for me. Alright, well, you know, you trolled me. But you're the kind of troll who doesn't fit under the bridge, mate. That's the problem, isn't it? There's a troll foldy rot. It doesn't quite finish his sentences. Do you know what I mean? I tried not finishing my sentence once, but the judge wouldn't have it. Did you see they're selling space tanks now? No, I didn't see that. I'm more of a flotation tank sort of a guy myself, but space tanks sounds nice. No, I've missed it. I've not been actually on it. I've been out and about for the last few days, so I haven't really had a lot of things on, so I haven't been up to speed, so to speak, with the doings of Chris Roberts. Hey, Erin, are you still awake? Erin, are you there, Erin? Oh, Chris, what is it now? I was just having a dream about a giant sausage roll. Hey, Erin, I've just had a vision. Chris, what is it? Just go to sleep, man. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You wake up, Mum. No, Chris, I've had an idea. What about space tanks? Space tanks, Chris? What are you talking about? Space tanks? Have you lost it? Have you been drinking Mum's sherry again? No, listen to me. Imagine it. You're down at Shubin Mining. Somebody gives you jip. What do you need? You need a space tank. You mean a space tank? Like a space tank, not like a septic tank. No. Erin, get your mind out of the sewer. I'm talking about a proper tank. You know, like you've got in World of Tanks. Like, are you saying we should make Star Citizen into a World of Tanks? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, Erin. You don't pick. I'm a visionary. I can do what I want. I'm King Roberts. I own this universe. The verse is mine to command. If I say tanks, there will be tanks. I'll phone Sandy. I'll get her right on it. I'll ring her now. What's her number again? I think it's 679-275. No, that's the number of the patch, Erin. Focus. Stay focused. I won't, Chris, but it's 2 in the morning. Keep your voice down. You'll wake up the rabbits. I've lost it. I've genuinely lost it. I'm just imagining there. It was just me imagining Chris and Erin having a little tete-a-tete about Chris's vision of space tanks. And in the short, the answer to that, the answer is, I don't really know if I've seen the space tanks or not. But I'm sure they're very nice. Could you describe one to me? Maybe I should have a look. I'll have a little look on while we're zipping along here. I'm gonna Shubin Mining, what's he doing? Right. Now they need to read out the surface waypoints when they're on the other side of the moon planet. Okay, yes. That's exactly right, Blood Dragon. That is what I want. What I want is that facility to be able to tell when something's on the far side or not. Who's on the far side? There's an SQ42 video capture video on ignition. That looks interesting. The Nova looks like the polished concept. They'll add mechs too, Titan armor. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be good. I mean, this game. I mean, I've got to take my hat off to Chris, although I do like to get a shine out of him. But I do appreciate what it's amazing. It's just him and his brother in their bedroom making this game, and Sandy does the sandwiches. It's incredible. Eric Kyron Davis, don't forget him. Let's have a little look at the glory. Oh, what's going on here? Gone back to Z again. Why do they keep changing it? What is the point of changing it every time? What is the purpose of it? Just to hack everybody off. Anyway, look, hats off to Chris. The idea of having mechs and tanks on the surface of these planets. I mean, it's going to be amazing. Dost thou not think? Dost thou not think it? Surely, verily, I doth think that. Let's get some speed up here, boys. Don't give these idiots any more money. Just because you had a failed Kickstarter, there's no need to take it out on Chris Roberts. You'll wake up the rabbits. I believe that they keep rabbits. Anyway, tanks, King Kong, everything. Unicorns, they look Russian. Polish. Look up the Polish PL-01 concept tank. No, it's never going to come out. That's interesting you say that, mate. Is that your opinion then? Failed Kickstarter. Give us your honest opinion. Do you feel like this is a what you might call a doomed enterprise, if you pardon the pun? I'm sort of undecided about it myself. I wish them well, I really do. I think it's a great vision, and I think it is groundbreaking. I'd be heartbroken to see all this stuff get sold off to a larger corporation that will just sort of, you know, enter it into the machinery of game production and churn it out as a kind of thing. I mean, I was very impressed by Star Wars Battlefront 2. I've been playing a little bit of that just to sort of get the feel of it. I don't really go for games like that much, but I was really impressed with the scenarios, with the scale of the maps, and obviously it's not an open world thing, so it's not really my slice of cheese, cup of tea, you know, style of paisley. But you know what I mean, I do appreciate it. It's all very interesting. They had to move Freelock back off left alt because alt plus F4 key combinations. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, so failed Kickstarter. I don't know. What do you think about that then? Do you think that is that your take? That it's not going to come out? Look at this. We're 26 kilometers away already. We can ease it down a little bit, maybe. Now, Shuban mining has previously been something that I've had a bit of a laugh at because they don't have so many strict gun laws down there, but I've heard that they've extended the green zone around ArcCorp, and I was wondering if that was the same with Shuban mining. CIG certainly has a lot of hurdles remaining to get Star Citizen to the point where it feels playable. This is true, Blood Dragon. This is something we cannot argue with. Why is my ship damaged now? What the hell? Oh no, that's not me. That's somebody else. I'm not in a Cutlass, am I? I've lost my mind this evening. I'll tell you what though. Let's have a little. I'll try not to gurgle this all over the computer. We're coming down now, gently, like a feather landing on a showgirl's bottom. Gently does it as we enter the silken pillow of Daymar, yielding beneath us like a lover's touch, caressing her lightly, her curly locks yielding only the flesh beneath, as we ease gently sword of our Aurora into her dappled folds. Beneath her Stamar sighs in ecstasy as we realise that there are two ships prowling around. Look, Star Citizen has stopped working. Why? Why? Why does this happen? Why does this happen to me? Game is running. No, it's not. Let's verify. Verify the verify. Right, we're starting all over again, people. I reckon that might be what you predicted, Blood Dragon, which is there is another patch on the way this very evening. So it can't really come out. They don't know what they're doing. That is a very sweeping statement. Failed Kickstarter, but I hear you, brother. I really do. I absolutely hear you. I think that, you know, there is a certain... You can sometimes feel like that. I mean, I've played a lot of hours in this game now, and I sometimes... Doesn't happen so much on stream, but sometimes when I've just been sat here on my own, I just want to have a sort of good old look around, do a mission, something like that, and it's... They're just... Like you say, Blood Dragon, it's hurdles, hurdles, hurdle after hurdle. Simple things like doors. And I know they're not simple things in coding. Something like a physics grid inside a ship and putting down a crate that's just come from another physics grid. These are complex things, but it does, in a way, I do really feel the annoyance and feel that it's not ever going to smooth out, you know? They may not, but they're kinda in the best position right now to get a game of this scope working out of anyone. Yes, that is also true. Innovation doesn't have a set path. When you're attempting something new, there are no guidelines. Hey, now you're talking like a neoliberal modern individual there, mate. For sure. Go where no one's gone and make a path. What is it? Trailblazing is something for people who've never seen the backside of themselves disappearing through the jungle. How does that phrase go? I can't remember now. New patch isn't out yet. Game of this scope, he just basically said yes to everyone when they said, will Star Citizen have this? Yes, it's true. I mean, if you want my honest take on it, what I actually feel about Chris Roberts is that he is genuinely, you know, a talented guy. A visionary, so to speak. I mean, you know, he's no Einstein. He's not a visionary. He's not Gilles Deleuze or anything like that. But I mean, Michel Foucault. I mean, you know, there are visionaries, and then there are, you know, what we call visionaries. That's the sort of word that gets bandied about in the press. But basically, what I'm saying is this: what I feel about Chris is genuinely that he's a frustrated film director. And if we think about Star Citizen, it's a cinematic experience. That's the idea of it. It's supposed to be like a cinematic, like being inside Star Wars, which is interesting because, you know, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 has actually managed to achieve some of that feeling, I think, judging from the reviews, without making a massive open world game that's the size of everything. But I appreciate somebody who's trying to make something which is genuinely what you might call free, in inverted commas, where you feel free and you can go anywhere you want. I appreciate that sentiment because I think it's something that we haven't had in gaming as of yet. Well, there's No Man's Sky, but we're all bored after 5 minutes of looking at, you know, like wildebeest with the head of a giraffe and the wings of a unicorn, you know, and everything looks like, it's like so colourful it almost hurts your eyes. But I do think that being a frustrated film director, Chris is the sort of person who says yes to everything. When people say, is there going to be this? Well, yes, because he's thinking in a filmic way, which is, well, if I was really in a universe, then there would be this, and there would be tanks, and there would be Titan armor, and there would be spacesuits, and there would be mining, and there would be salvage, and there would be quantum jumps, and there would be outposts, and there would be base building, and there would, you know, he's in that mode of making a film about a universe that he dreamt up one night while he was cleaning out the rabbits, you know? And that's what I think about him. I think it's not a bad thing to have someone like that at the head, as long as you've got a team that can deliver. And I think the team are very talented, but I do think that he's running about a year ahead of where everyone else is, saying, yes, we're going to have this, and we need to push that, and we need to polish this. And I think that, well, I think it's a filmic sensibility that he has, and I think that's in some senses that's his downfall, because he wants it to look like a film, you know, and feel like a movie. He promised thousands of players per instance. The laws of physics disagree. It's never been done. You're right. Also, Kickstarter, you're right. It's never been done. Doesn't mean it can't be done. You're right. Much of what's going into Star Citizen hasn't been done before. That doesn't mean it can't be done. Okay, well then we're on the same page that it does. You can't have thousands of players per instance. It's not possible. Can you think of an internet game that works with more than 200? Well, EVE Online does have large-scale battles like that. But, you know, it's a very different game. The demands, the cinematic demands upon EVE Online are very much lower. Failed Kickstarter. EVE Online slows everything down to 1/10 speed or more. Also isn't a Twitch-based game. And they have to employ time dilation to account for the lag generated by all those players when they're in the same system. Yes, exactly. So the cinematic idea goes out of the window. As soon as you wish for a cinematic experience, you need 24 frames per second at least. Otherwise you're no longer in a filmic medium. I feel like something's on fire in my room, but it might not be. Could just be the smell of the smoking servers trying to match Chris Roberts' vision of the world. Anyway, apologies for the black screen and the longueurs and the ennui. It's all getting there. But, you know, I really like to discuss this stuff with you guys. It's really interesting. I don't know if no one's going to... The thing is, what the amazing thing about Star Citizen is it produces a lot of chat. It produces a lot of discussion. And I think we're inundated with people who've got opinions about what's going to happen. And I think there's... You know, I think that's one of the appeals of the game, is the community itself is discussing also its own vision of what a virtual freedom is going to feel like. We're all engaged in a discussion about what open world freedom to do and be as we please is going to feel like, within the kind of limitations of our boyhood urge to be spacemen and run around and look at coat hangers and grab rails. It's there for safety. There's Shanghai. Let's see. We guess that we're in pod number 6. We haven't said that for a while. Are we going out the door at all? Yes, we are. We're in pod number 6. Just look around and there's a big number 1. Oh, we're number 1, baby. That's the way it is. This works. Let's just talk about Star Citizen in relation to this area. Now, there are some very interesting looking chevrons and barriers that have been put up, and there's also a toolbox here to make it look like work is going on. And I think CIG are very much like this area here. They're for lease, they're putting their hand out, and people are paying money. And the game space itself is a little bit like this in the sense that they're very good at creating the absolute virtual image of lots of work going on. We're inundated with videos and promos and hype. But actually what we have to inhabit is this space here, which, although the lighting is good, the shadows cast directly the right way, you could trip over that box and break your ankle. No, I don't mean to be cruel, but I think, you know, you've all got very valid points here, and I don't want to be piggy in the middle so much, devil's advocate, so to speak, the naysayer or the yes man, but I don't know how else to play it really. I mean, I think, you know, the man's, he's a gorgeous fool, you know, that's all I can say. He's the kind of fool that I enjoy. Someone who goes, we can do this, and everyone's going, no, but you've only got, like, you're only wearing your underpants and you're carrying a half-eaten cucumber. Why, you can't slay the dragon. And he's like, yeah, well, I can do it, I pull my pants right up and I sharpen the end of this cucumber, I reckon I can do it. You know? And it is amazing that there's only 3 of them working on the game. I mean, they should hire more people, that's the thing. Right, I am now a bit stuck for this because everything's unknown. Stored at Daymar. Pfft, destroyed, look at it all, it's an absolute disaster. Let's go, let's try the prospector. Shall we? Shall we? The gold digger. Why not?
Your ship has been delivered to the following landing pad.
Right. We'll see what happens with this service mesh technology CIG is working on. I don't think anyone, AO7, can say it's absolutely going to work or absolutely not going to work at this time. It's absolutely not going to work. The guy's an idiot. Well, okay. You are entitled to your opinion. This is a stream where anybody can say what they wish. I wouldn't go as far as to call him an idiot. I might poke fun at the man, but I don't think he's an idiot. He's a businessman like anything else. He's somebody who likes film and wants to be a film director. And he has certain connections within the film industry, and he's certain connections within the gaming industry, and he's had some successful games in the past. I don't know a lot about those games, but this is what I'm led to believe. And is he an idiot? I don't know about that, actually. I think he's my kind of fool, actually, but I mean that's just me. What qualifies you to state that failed Kickstarter? Extensive knowledge of the project. Okay, he's got extensive knowledge. Okay, that's not exactly definitive nor quantitative. You're not Derek Smart by any chance, are you? That's funny. The problem is when someone has spent $1,000, he's not going to go looking for a problem, as doing so means he might have to make a mistake. If you look at the history of what Chris Roberts has said, so far it's all turned out to be false. Yes, that is also true. But I think that is the dichotomy of somebody who's... I think Chris is conflicted. He's caught between being a salesman and being an artist. He wants to be an artist. He wants to be a film director. But he's the head of a corporation, a company that is now the custodian of $166 million. Maybe it's all spent. I don't really know. But all I'm saying is that in being caught in that dichotomy between the hard place of being an artist and the rock of being a salesman, you're going to make mistakes like that. You're going to say things are going to be like this, and it's all going to come out and be... It's going to seem false. You're going to seem like a liar. That's just the dichotomy of trying to sell art, I think. But anyway, that's just my opinion. But anyway, the problem is when someone has spent... Yes, okay, you're right though. Failed Kickstarter. I get exactly what you're saying. That, in regard to that... I've lost where I'm going now. Right, I'm going to concentrate on this for a second. But I get what you're saying, okay? What you're saying is that when you've spent that much money, you want it to work. And I think, the fact that you've spent that money is testament to the fact that you want it to work. I think there's also a factor of trust in that you've given somebody money towards a project that you hope succeeds. I mean, we all hope it succeeds. I don't think any one of us wants this thing to fail. There's no joy in that for anyone. And it's not, I don't think there's no malice anywhere. Even those that naysay the project, they don't actually want it to go wrong. I mean, who would want that? He's a rich idiot. Well, some might say he's a very shrewd businessman. I mean, he might end up going bankrupt, but walking away with an incredibly large amount of money for him and his family. I mean, in that sense, he's not an idiot, is he? Maybe he's immoral, but he's not an idiot. Well, maybe immorality is idiocy in another form. I would generally say that, but right, I've spent quite a bit more than $1,000 on the vision of this game, and I've done so with the awareness of the risk involved. Name one other game that you wish you'd spent more on before it released. Don't know. Failed Kickstarters, maybe on the one that wants the game to fail bench. I don't know about that. Failed Kickstarter. What do you say to that? You don't seem to be somebody who wants the game to fail. I think you're probably like a lot of people. You're just looking at the dollar signs and thinking, well, that is a lot of money, and it is. There are many more worthy things that you could do with $166 million. But some might say that the need for fantasy that people obviously have. I mean, look at this world. There's a need for people to come here and be in this world. There's a need for men of all ages to come and be spacemen in this world, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se. I think that the problem we have is when games lead you towards certain activities and certain mindsets. And I think one of the things about this game that I like is that it is an open world, and necessarily the scale of it is in proportion to the amount of freedom that you feel when you're in it. The fact that this game is going to expand and expand and expand. I think there's an exponential problem with the amount of players that you can get in a server. I admit that. But I do think that there's a lot less sort of social choreography in a game like this, where you are given the tools and just you let them get on with it. I think the real beauty of this game will be when it starts to function, if it does, and the community start to shape the kind of society and the kind of space society that we're going to have in Star Citizen. What's it going to be like? Is it going to be incredibly violent? Is it going to be incredibly competitive? Is it going to be very egalitarian? Is it going to be, you know, a kind of communist kind of thing? Is it going to be a capitalist, purely voracious capitalist thing? Is it just going to be about war? Is it going to be I mean, obviously the introduction of tanks points us in that direction. But by the way, I'm descending the stairs here because I've given up on the prospector, because every time I get it out I can never get in it. So I'm a bit stumped. We're all the way into this game now, and I can't even get out of Oliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's just hop in here. I am enjoying this debate though, boys. I know it's not very entertaining stream wise, but here we are in the game, trying to get in a ship. Right. Ilphonic, Void Alpha, CG Bolt, Behaviour Interactive, Crytek, all present at the October 2013 summit to create Star Citizen. All currently ex-subcontractors, Crytek actually going to court over it. Ex-Crytek staff working for CIG. Yes, that's also true, Sonic. That's true. I had over 2,500 in this at one point. I don't like that the lying has gone on for years and Chris Roberts is probably going to get away with it. That's a very interesting point. What do you think he's going to get away with? What do you think are the legal implications of somebody who garners this much money on an enterprise like this and doesn't produce at the end of the day? Is there a bankruptcy get-out clause there for him, do you think? Or will he leave with, well, he'll leave with a ruined reputation. He won't be working in the game industry again, so I guess his backup plan is to keep hold of some of the money. That would be the thing, wouldn't it? Otherwise, it's all destroyed, stored. What's this? I've got no ships left to play here, boys. Let's take the Hornet Ghost.
Your ships are delivered to the following inactivity. We have been
A2. Let's go there. Let's go there, man. Although this conversation is getting rather good, I must say. I do like this sort of stuff. Let's see what we've got now. What's the arguments flying across the screen? I've got you in green here, fail Kickstarters. Blood Dragon, you're always in red. And Sonic, you're the blue guy. Which is all good. It's all good. Let's see now. What's he saying now? Let's just get to A2. Alright, so we all know where Ilphonic's contract went. Where is she? There she is. Come on now. As for Void Alpha, CG Bot and Behaviour, while not knowing the specifics, I believe their contracts were merely ended. So I'm not sure if I'm up on all this. What you're saying, fail Kickstarter, is what exactly? What you're saying is all of these companies that you're now referencing have fallen out with CIG because of their working practices? Is that what you're saying? Is that your argument? Flight ready, boys.
Aerospace, all systems
first version of Star Marine actually looked fun. Yes. It's unfortunate the work Ilphonic had done didn't pan out. It was something to do with the metrics, apparently, wasn't it? With Ilphonic, the metrics for Star Citizen that they produced were all wrong, didn't fit with the game. He'll ride off into the sunset. Chris Roberts and Altwyn Freyermuth have formed over 15 companies for Star Citizen. Why? Losing that contract pushed another project they were working on, and I was interested in out the window as well. Okay, yeah. Did you buy some houses for that fantasy thing? A couple was about $500. What was the houses thing then? What was the other project they were working on then, guys? What will this conversation achieve? Well, you know, like most conversation, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't always achieve a lot. But I mean, I think it's important to have conversations. Rear view. Goodbye, Oliver. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let's just check the old. Alright, so that is giving me a good target on that then, that's good. Fluke Skywalker, now we're talking. There's a name for this conversation, isn't it? Fraud Skywanker. Right, okay. We're talking about Fraud Skywanker. We know the risks and we're still here. I hope they finish it. That other game Ilphonic was working on was Revival. Okay. Ilphonic had a fantasy thing they sold houses for and it all failed and people lost their money. That is a very big shame. Okay, I'm going to have to look into this, boys. You're very clued up, you people. I mean, I haven't spent a lot of money on this game, I have to say. I bought a Prospector and a Terrapin, that's it. And a Herald, so maybe, yeah. Yeah, maybe a bit more than I should have done. But hey, we can all dream, right? Look at this beautiful game, though. Anyway, it's not a game yet. Get your facts straight. I'm going to go to Daymar, and we can continue this conversation along the way. Let's just get lined up. But listen, I really appreciate you dropping by, Failed Kickstarter. It's really made my night, actually, to have a good old chinwag about the future of this thing. I think it's important that we have these conversations. I think it's one of the things that we need to do more of. Look at that, it looks a bit odd. That looks like 3D frame hanging around Daymar. As if Daymar had been framed like a work of art. Chris Roberts makes promises, then hires someone to fulfill them. When they can't, they leave the project. Wise decision. Don't spend any more. You seem pretty chill. Well, yeah, I'm not that worried about it. You know, I'm not a fan like an obsessed fan. I'm interested very, very much in the level of desire that there is for these games. I think it's fascinating to me, and the way that that's linked into capital as well. I think it's fascinating. I mean, the way that desire and capital circle around each other is interesting. I think the desire for fantasy in society has increased exponentially, in the sense that, you know, I had these dreams when I was a kid, but then I would pick up a pen and paper and I would just sit and draw them, or I would just daydream about them, or I would chat to them about chat about them to my friends. Or you know, when I can remember when the ZX Spectrum had Elite on it, the original Elite, we used to have a few beers and play that, and it was good fun. You know, we weren't too serious about gaming. It was something that we'd get together and do, which is all well and good. But I think that I think the fanatical desire to immerse yourself in a virtual world, I think it's interesting to me, because I think you're playing with people's dreams and their desire to be free. You work all week, you come home, sit down in the evening. What you don't want to focus on is your actual life. You want to fly to Daymar, take your shirt off and shoot some people. What does that say? I don't know what it says. I'm not a philosopher, or a psychoanalyst, or a political analyst, but I think it's fascinating. Wise decision, blah blah blah. You came here just for whingy, mate. It's getting old. As for many of those other studios that used to be on the project, that was primarily due to CIG itself lacking the personal experience at the time. Yeah, okay, that's a really good point, Blood Dragon. I think we can see, I mean, I think even though Burn Down is very boring to watch, it does give you an insight into the way that the company is structured and the amount of actual graft that's going on. I think there's nobody is shirking. I think if Chris is conning everybody, which I don't think he is, then he's going to be conning literally everybody who works for him and everybody that he comes into contact with on a daily basis. And I don't know many human beings who can sustain that level of deception without going stark staring mad. And he doesn't look like a madman to me, Chris. He looks like someone who's really trying to get it together and make it work. But he's up against a lot. And so I would question naysaying him that much. I think everybody wants this to work. That's what I would think. I don't know. I'm only trolling. You'd be surprised how many people flip out if you question the word of Chris Roberts.
Hey, I reckon he'd be a witch. He said that Chris Roberts is a liar. I reckon we should take him out and dunk him in the local pond. If he floats, then he's with us, and he believes in the might of Eric Kyron Davis and the beauty of Sandy Gardner. And if he sinks, why, he'd be a witch. He'd be against him. He'd be a troll, and he deserves to live under a bridge.
It's going to fail. There's no doubt. They won't even be able to cover the server costs. The management have already got their money out. The management have already got their money out. Oh, I see what you're saying. How do you know that? Do you actually know that, Mr. Failed Kickstarters? Do you know that the management have got their money out? I've certainly questioned it myself, but at the end of the day, there's something I want to happen. Yeah, me too. I feel the same. I want this game to work. Okay? I don't... I think it's the same as anything, you know. It's the same as with any kind of thing that you have to trust in. You've got your money invested in it. Like, I don't really trust any kind of banker, and yet I still have to use banks. I still do use banks, and I hope that they don't fail because I'll lose my money. We're in the situation of trusting Chris Roberts in everything we do. The whole of society is based around trusting people like him to take care of our money for us, which we have invested in a virtual sense. Like every time you take out a loan or you've got a mortgage on your house or whatever it is, you are in the same situation as you're in now with Chris Roberts. This is a virtual loan that doesn't exist, and you're hoping that the bank is good for it because, you know, if they're not, we're all in the soup. You know what I mean? So I think it's only a micro version of what we're all faced with already, which is a trust situation where you hope the money's worth it. You hope that the currency that is printed is worth the paper it's printed on, at least. That's since changed. I think it's important to question. Yeah, we all question him. Why doesn't he clean out his rabbits more often? It's going to fail. There's the blah, 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 blah. Yeah, all right. Originally was on BBC. Played it on Spectrum. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. I played it on Spectrum. Let's have a look at the glory, shall we? Just the glory. Just a little bit of glory for you. You know. It's all right. It looks all right. It's not the best looking thing in the world, but it's nice, you know. It's a nice looking game. It's not so much the visuals for me on this one. I would be as happy, and this is something I've said before, I would be as happy with this game if the graphics weren't as good. But the functionality was there. That's what I mean about the cinematic thing. I think the game falls down slightly and is pushed into a very difficult corner by Chris's desire for it to look like a cinema experience. I think that that's one of the things that's a problem with the game. I would be as happy with this game if the graphic level was much lower and things were much more blocky, like say they are in Space Engineers, for instance, I would be happy with that. But there's this open world, but the scale is there. You know, imagine the server capacity that you would gain by dropping all this cinematic graphics away and just having a game that doesn't, okay, it's not so visually stunning. You know, the screenshots aren't going to look so good as Christmas cards, but you have got all the functionality that you need. All the weapons can be shifted in and out, all the suits can be changed as you want, the characters can be customized, the ships can be customized, the cargo works, the quantum jump works, the planets all rotate in time with the lunar cycle of Sandy Gardner's backside, and it's all beautiful, you know, but the graphic level isn't up to cinematic spec, let's say. That's what I would suggest right from the get-go, but the get-go is long since gone, so we can't suggest that. But you get my meaning. At least I think you get my meaning. Lol. If Star Citizen is a con, it's no doubt one of the most elaborate ever. Yeah, you're probably right. Sort of. No, I certainly don't agree with every single thing that Chris Roberts does. Yes, me neither. I don't like it when he gloats over the brine, clogs up the frames. There are bonuses within CIG ties to milestones. 3 is a milestone. Once they hit it, payment is made. You have to dig into the company's house website within the UK to see what's already been paid out. For example, CIG buying F-42. All those Traveller's Tale devs. What? I don't understand what you're talking about now. Company's house website, yeah, within the UK to see what has already been paid out. For example, CIG buying F-42. What dost thou mean? Am I being a dunce here? What is F-42? Coming into ArtCorp here, boys. Just going to hang back slightly. Just going to stop here for a sec. All those Traveller's Tale devs that came across. He played director for 63 plus days with Luke Skywalker, Scully, Gary Oldman, Superman. Most of it was wasted. Yeah. I do understand what you mean by that. That must have been a big hit, like financially, to employ those people. Watch the SQ42 teaser video on Ignition. It's not great. F42 is Foundry for. I'm sorry. Yes, of course it is. Hey kid, you want to buy 40 frames per second? The spiderweb of companies, which has hello. Kafel? Kefel? Keffel. Is that how you pronounce it? The spider web. Welcome, mate. I'm very glad that you joined us. The spider web of companies which has been set up is bizarre and seems highly irregular for a company of this relatively small size. Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Okay, let's see what this guy's doing now. Let's just get out of the way of you, because we don't want to know about any business. We're just going to come down here, but not too heavy, so to speak. Alright, we need air traffic control for this site, do we? Is that the case with this one now? Nope, I can't even see it. God damn this. Journal, no. Is it that one? No. Equipment manager. Right, now I can't see anything, so I'm not going to even bother with it. I'm just going to land the ship. Let's just bring it slightly forward. Nose up. Boys, I'll be with you in a sec. I just got to land this spaceship, which doesn't exist. and it's cost somebody a lot of money, and it's all going to go wrong. But never mind that. Look at the game. Look at the game. Boys, listen, this is a great discussion. I just need to just land the ship. There we go. We're in, like Flynn. In there, like the proverbial swimwear. And I do believe that is a very nice sound. Music to my ears. Welcome, Sladog. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you following me, mate. It gives me a right good feeling. Right, let's do that. Right, okay. Just download my frame rates the same place I get my RAM. I imagine it's to do with tax rebates. 17 companies so far. The ATC button is on the bottom. Thank you. Yeah, there's an MFD option too. Your ship will despawn quick, by the way. Oh, is that the case? If I leave it there, will it despawn? Is that what you're saying? What's he saying, this new geezer? He's giving out all sorts of advice, and we appreciate every single bit of it. Right, let's just see if I can do that. If I can do that. We're in the green zone, aren't we, boys? I can't get my guns up. What am I going to do? What's the geezer going to do? He can't do this, he can't do that. People telling him what to do all the time. I came into this game for a bit of freedom. Call the police. Right, if there are only a few players, ATC isn't so aggressive. I saw a clip of your tangent about Chris's dream of tanks. Oh dear. Chris is a visionary. He dreams at night. Keeps Aaron awake. That's why Aaron looks so tired. He can't get any sleep. Chris is sitting up, bolt upright in bed every night. I've had another vision. I think a Titan suit with a tank attached to the helmet, and you can fly around the planet, and there are 4 planets, one each side of the other, like Russian dolls, and they all open up, and Sandy Gardner's in the middle of it, and she's the queen of the universe, aren't you, Sandy? Sandy, where have you gone? Sandy, don't leave me. Chris, it's all right. Calm down. I'll get Mum. Yes, I think it's best. Have you got my tablets? Chris is on medication, and who wouldn't be? The amount of pressure he's under. He's got to figure out how to get 166 million into a suitcase and onto a private plane so he can live the rest of his life in Brazil. Get plastic surgery so no one can track him down. Constantly looking over his shoulder for an F7C coming to stalk him. Are they out there? Are the Terrapins coming to get me? Sandy, are you there? Chris, it's all right. Calm down. Just take another tablet. Let's go in here. Oh, don't crash on me now. Come on. Just in mid-flow. We're in mid-flow here. Right, here we go. In the business, they call the press. Call the press. I'm a member of the press. That's all I do in this game. That's a lovely noise though, that, isn't it? I'm a member of the press. What do you mean? I play a lot of Star Citizen. I just press things. What I do is I see the sign press, I hover my mouse over it, and a little word comes up. What does the word say? It says press. And what do? I press it. Like I'm a member of the press. There's a mining room, there's another one on the other side. We've all seen it before. It's all beautiful. It's all wonderful. We've only got another year to go, and then they'll change it all. What do we feel then, people? What's the general tone here? There's a bit of a sort of, I mean, you know, I appreciate your point of view, failed Kickstarter, and I appreciate the name is part of your ethic. But what do you actually think about this stream itself? What do you think? Are we having a good discussion here? Do people feel a bit bummed out by all this? Do they feel the game is now a desolate wasteland waiting to just suck up dollars? Or, you know, I feel the potential of the game when I'm in here. I look around and I think, the one problem I can see is that when the game is this large and the server caps are so small, we're going to have a problem running into each other, which is my experience of the game so far, is that I never see any other bugger anywhere. I never see a solitary bleeding soul when I'm wandering around this verse. Why'd they call it the verse? Because it just can't get any worse. It was they had made the despawning outpost more aggressive this patch. Okay, right. Moon of tanks. I wonder how much the mech suits are going to cost. Lots. Yeah, you're probably right there, mate. Chris will be on his super yacht, or whatever he bought several years ago. He'll be on his 600i. Why do you think the 600i looks so good? It was designed right off the brochure of Chris's private yacht. Oh, look at that. The vertical flatulence of Daymar. Doctor, I've been having terrible trouble with vertical flatulence. It's very embarrassing when I'm at work. I work in a library. It's absolutely... This ruined my life. Suddenly great bursts of vertical flatulence emit themselves from my rear end. It's very, very embarrassing. Well, take 2 of these and call me in the morning. Right, okay, what? No, I'm just thinking back to the story that was going around several years ago about some yachts Chris had purchased it for like 20 million of SC money or whatever. What? Come on, that's just bum fluff, that sort of stuff. I don't know, mate, I was just enjoying your dream bit. Also, remember, I was where you are at one point. I believed in this. Oh, you jaded old cynic. I remember when I believed. You can try and pat me on the head if you want, mate. But I'm too fast for you. God, I think I broke my chair. I'm so volatile, I broke my own seating. Lashed out with a chair, failed on the spelling of milk. I think I'm autistic, but I proved them wrong with my theory of proof. I proved that autism is correct. What is there to do in this game? Hello, buddy. How are you? Right, let's get some cargo on the go then. Can we do that? Can we do that? We can do that. You're the dead spit of somebody I know. Here we go then. And select a location. Give me... Oh, you bugger. Do you know what? I feel like now, talking to you, failed Kickstarter, that Chris is already in Brazil, soaking up the sun as Sandy rubs chip oil into his man boobs. And there's an image that you can't get out of your mind. The thought of Chris being lathered in Mazola oil, like a Friday night's chip butty. His moobs glistening in the sun, like the opening credits of Sexy Beast, with the wonderful Ray Winston. Right, well, who knows what we should do? Let's find a mission, shall we? Corset and wig. Very good. Right. Not true to my knowledge. The photo of him standing in first class on a vacation to Hawaii was funny though. Yes, that sort of thing is slightly irksome. Multiple stories, yep, that's true, Blood Dragon. The game doesn't look like 150 million has been spent on it. Elite has quite a bit more to it, and I doubt more than 30 million has been put in. Most of the money has been wasted though. Corset and wig, that has got to be a syrup, mate. I do think a lot of money has been spent on research and development, some amount of which was inevitably been wasted. I do think the temptation with a project like this is to see if things work, because you feel like you've got the cash to do that. But for my money, my original statement, which I stand by, is that I could have done with less cinematic glory. And in my sort of very layman's brain, I figure that the amount of CPU cog turning that's going on in order to make this cinematic stuff seem as cinematic as it is could have been stepped down. Functionality and server size of player cap size could have been increased with, you know, an acceptable loss of cinematic glory. Basically, that's what I think. I think it could have been a better game.
Takeoff complete.
It didn't look so good.
Landing gear raised.
Having said that, I do love the way it looks, and it is great. I mean, I do like it. Let's see if we can get a mission up. I can't see the screen, no. Tell you what I'm going to do. Just going to head up into the black a little bit, and we'll see what happens. Elite Dangerous is incredibly boring, though. That's the problem with it. I don't mean to speak out of turn there. It's just my opinion, all right? But I get very bored playing that game. Elite Dangerous scope is quite a bit different than Star Citizen. Also a lot more procedural generation and less handcrafted assets than SC, I think. Yes, you could be right there. Keffel, I saw a video of Redina, and to me it seemed to have much more gameplay to SC while having similar features. Okay, Redina, I downloaded that about a year ago as a demo from Steam, and I was very unimpressed with it. It was very, I mean, that's almost too far the other way. The graphics were so bad. Have they updated that now, Keffel? Keffel, can you hear me, Keffel? I was just wondering if they've improved that. If they have, I might have another second look at that. I tell you what I am enjoying is that fella's, what's that game? Stationeers. I'm enjoying that. That's it's really hard to play, and you know, obviously it's early days. Here I go again. But you know what? I've only spent £2 on it so far, but I reckon it's going to go all the way. The game sucker. I don't know. I think this conversation it's a little bit flawed in the sense that it's one of those conversations that's being had at the moment. I don't think we need to go too far into it at this stage. We're going to see. Those that have spent more money on it than others have obviously got more to lose. I think, as Blood Dragon said, he went into it knowing that there's a risk there, and I think we all do this. You know, I play the horses sometimes, and I know that I could lose the money, and when I do, I go, oh, okay, who's a silly boy? But you know, I knew that could happen. I think this is a bit of a horse, this game, and I think, you know, I don't know, it's about pleasure in the end of the day, isn't it? It's about desire. Like, money and desire are linked together implicitly, and we tend to spend money on things that we desire, and we desire this game to work, so we've spent money on it. How come I've only got 57 minutes of oxygen left? It's not like I talk a lot or anything, is it? Okay, let's have a look for some missions then. Let's see what's on offer. Com repair? Are you kidding me? Search and seizure. PI wanted. Cleaner needed. A bunch of trash wrapped. Drag off world. Blah 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 blah. Let's accept that. I'm going a little mission here. What time is it? It's 12:15. Boys, it's getting late. This kind of caper. Am I going there now? Dunlow Ridge. I can't even see how far away it is. Have they done the zoom on this as well? They have, haven't they? 331. I think I might have to go off the planet let's just get a bit of height here. If you're up to date with Star Citizen news, you'll think they are currently using Lumberyard as a test. If I'm full of crap though, I'm saying now this is still CryEngine, and that will come out if the Crytek case isn't settled. Now that is a very interesting point. Very interesting that is, isn't it? So basically what you're saying, Mr. Kickstarter, Mr. F Kickstarter, is your conjecture here, just conjecture, is that the case that's being put forward is actually about the fact that there's quite a large elements of CryEngine still at play in the functioning of this game. Is that what you're saying? I'm curious to see come out what all was involved with CIG's purchasing of CryEngine source code back in 2014. They are horses though, and if someone was drugging them, you'd not be happy about it. No, it's true. but that sort of thing is part of the whole setup of horse racing. But I mean, that's another thing. That's another thing entirely. But I'm aware that the exchange of money is always fraught with deceptive practices. I mean, that is what the exchange of money is all about, essentially. Anytime you trade with somebody, you are encouraged by the way that we think about money and the way that money makes us think about each other to try and win, to deceive, to get one over on the other guy. That's what we are kind of conditioned to do. And I think Chris is no different to anybody else. He's trying to make it work. He hopes it's going to work, but if it's not, he's probably got an exit clause, backup plan, secret stash, whatever. And I don't think, he's not a super villain, is he? I mean, Jesus Christ, he's trying to make a game, and he's managed to raise a lot of money by shrewd marketing techniques and hype, and he's gathered a good team around him. People, is Brian Chambers a villain, for instance? Is Eric Kyron Davis a villain? And he's got the face of a villain. He's got a face that's too small for his head, but apart from that, he makes up for it with a lot of hair, which is combed vigorously forward every morning by his cousin, who's a hairdresser. Right. Because if that included a buyout from their contract at that time, Cryer has a lot less to stand out. I doubt a Volt-rated firm would have taken the case if there was some glaring oversight, such as COG having purchased full rights to the engine. That's true. Chris mentioned on video back in 2015 about only being able to make SC with CE as well. So it seems there was still some sort of licensing stipulations. I think you have to remember also, Caffel, that a lot of things that Chris says on camera it's to do with the marketing of the company, and there's, maybe not a lot of truth behind it. Lumberyard is a split from CryEngine, but CIG couldn't even switch because competence is beyond them. Okay, beyond them. Guy's an idiot, but you'd have to be an idiot to piss off this many people when this fails. Of course, but I mean, it's not like people are going to come looking for him with a knife, is it? I mean, we're all going to shrug our shoulders and then move on to some other game. I mean, I don't know. I don't think Chris is a villain. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he may have made some bad choices, but I don't know. I think myself, I still feel the game can work. It's going to work in some way or other. It's got too many people and too many things invested in. I think in the end, the worst thing that could happen is it gets bought out by some company who produce a very minimal restricted version of it, and it has a very, decent but severely restricted fan base who love this world. It might just be Stanton. EA Games buys it up and it gets called Stanton System, and it's something where you can do this. You just tool around and all the missions work, and you can play it for a few hours and feel like you're a space geezer. Right, let's see what we can see here. I'm having trouble reading where my mission is. I don't really know where I'm supposed to go, so let's just check the old map. I think my pickup site is here somewhere, is it? Covalex, no. Oh, it's here. Is it there? Collection site, okay. Let's go there then. Yeah, okay, that's cool. And we just need to get up and out. As I recall, Lumberyard was still parallel to CryEngine at 3.7 during the switchover, but Lumberyard split from that with 3.8. Eric is a Blizzard cinema producer. Brian is stone all the time, allegedly. Stoned, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Blizzard cinema producer, okay. Who's going to buy a company that owes 173 million? It's not released, the money isn't profit yet. Yeah, that's true. That is very true, mate. Wow, aren't you the prophet of doom?
Aren't you the caped figure standing in the hallway? Aren't you the man hiding in the wardrobe? Aren't you the monster under the bed? Aren't you the devil on the shoulder, whispering in the ears of Chris Roberts, you're gonna fail, you're gonna die, it's all gonna go wrong, Erin doesn't even like you, Sandy's having an affair with Eric Corrin Davis.
Who knew, huh? Mate, I've got nothing against you. I really appreciate your cheerful here, isn't it? Dirty Sonic. You said it, mate. A bunch of miserable old gits, aren't we? God, blimey. Let's shake it up a bit. Let's shoot some. What about that then? That's what I reckon. Let's play some games. Where are we going? What are we doing? We're supposed to be going. Can we go there yet? Mum, can we go yet? There it is. There it is. That's where I'm going. Going up there. Oh! Stop pissing on my fireworks, man. Don't piss on my back and tell me it's raining. Right. This is what I want. I'm sorry, I've got this. The only thing I can do is to try and get through the week. That's all I can do. Let's just go out, away from this fucking planet. Excuse my French. Honestly. Oh, I know why. There we go. Sorry, boys. Failed Kickstarter isn't at all jaded, lol. I just enjoy trolling SC streamers. Actually like you, but seriously don't spend more. No, fair enough, mate. I appreciate it. You know, it's good. I'm not going to spend any more money. I made that decision before the anniversary sale and all that gubbins. I made the decision not to spend any more. What I'd like to do is run some competitions on here for bits and bobs. You know, just to keep the stream going. I mean, I enjoy streaming a lot. I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction. I enjoy just chatting away, and I'm not a mercenary character. I don't expect to make a career out of it, or I don't have any ambitions in that regard. Sorry, I probably cut out a little bit there. I haven't got quite all the hang of the settings and stuff, but I'm not somebody who's massively, singing the game's praises. I take the rise out of Chris quite often, and I enjoy it religiously as a kind of like a religious duty to do so. What do you mean a religious duty? You're saying I'm some sort of deity? Is that what you think of me? Well, Chris, I think a lot of people think of you as a deity, but others think of you as a charlatan who's going to run away with all the beans. You need another hobby, mate. It's funny. Space tanks with Luke Skywalker and people spending 50k on an unreleased game. You're good at streaming, mate. I've watched dozens. Oh, thank you, mate. I appreciate it. I think I'm a bozo myself. But anyway, look, let's see if I can navigate my way to the next whiskey bar. Look, it's still giving me the red out. What's happening here? Let's just do that. And then let's just get there again, and it's still giving me the red noise. What's going on? I can't get any further away from the planet if I tried. Oh, maybe I could try a bit harder, actually. It's this bleeding interface. That doesn't help, does it? Like, that is really bugged. Chris is working on it right now. Do you know what Chris is doing right now? He's working on the game. He's sat on a big leather sofa with Sandy Gardner massaging his feet with chip fat, and he's working on the game on his iPad. Doing some coding on his phone. Camera thing is a bit weird as they mostly have some kind of green screen, but you're funny and that beats everything. Oh well, you're a gent for saying that. I appreciate your lack of taste. Yeah, I know the camera is a bit weird, isn't it? But hey, we're getting there. I've got one in the post actually, a new camera coming.
and then you'll see me, warts and all. Turn your bones to jelly. Right, come on, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this business. There we are. Now we're talking. Look, we're back in. What's going on here then? Please don't send me back to the planet. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary. Why has Norman had the dogs put down? I've lost all sense of direction now. My character's doing the hick manoeuvre. What made me laugh was that guy who recorded all of the breathing sounds, and the fact that he was on some ATV talking about how he nearly passed out doing all the kind of breathing at different speeds. Okay, now I want you to do breathing at 10 beats per minute. Now I want you to do breathing at 30 beats per minute. Now I want you to do breathing at 60 beats per minute. Can you hurry up and do 60 beats? Chris, I'm starting to pass out. Work harder. I want you to get all of this breathing done by the end of Friday afternoon, because I've got to submit it to Todd Pappy, who's got to okay the breathing, and then we've got to send it back to another group of haircuts who are going to sit around a table and discuss it. Is the breathing realistic enough? Is it something Luke Skywalker would be happy with? I'm friends with Gary Oldham, you know, and he told me that the breathing isn't believable. I want you to do it again, but at 90 beats per minute. Poor guy's nearly... Jesus, I nearly passed out then. I'm an absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Where's my little marker? That's what I want to know. Do you know what? I nearly passed out then doing that breathing. Oh, poor guy. I mean, talk about exploited labour. Do you know what I mean? Chris has asked him to produce all the breathing noises for Star Citizen. These ones that we're hearing now. It's a recording of a poor man. A poor exploited worker. Trapped in a little studio. Breathing his little heart out. Just to please the majesty of Chris Roberts. I don't think the breathing is believable. I've spoken to Gary Oldman about it, and he said that when he did the nil by mouth, he didn't do any breathing at all just to get into role. He said that you should hold your breath for a week and then get back to me. And actually, when you exhale after a week, I want you to record that noise, and we'll put it in the game. And then we'll scan your chest, and that can be the chest of the naked man you see. You've got no head that floats around when you try to change costumes. Oh Lord. I tell you what, boys, I'm a bit sick of this now. I don't know where I am, and I can't find the marker to get to the next planet. And the breathing recording is going out of control here. Blood Dragon, help me out. You're the man who knows. Where's that little marker? There it is. Sorry, mate. It took me a long time to find that. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Eric Corrin Davis. Downer is down. Bet he's in a Michelin star restaurant. Yeah, new PT acts as a green light from QA and hyperventilates. Medic, do you allow links? My best troll online below. Pop. Clip by Crytek. Okay, alright, cool. I'll check that out, mate. Obviously annoying Fox, Mr. Destructoid. You'll have to whisper it to him. I don't know how to do that. What do you want me to do? Do I allow links? Yeah, well, it's there. I think I allow links because it's popped up and the link is there. So yeah, cool. No problem, mate. No problem at all. Let me know if I need to do anything else. Now, where's this bloody collection site? Here we are. He's in like Flynn. Seems to me like these are very nice little widgets now, aren't they? So does that triangle... Oh no, come on, no! It's one of the classic disconnection codes. One of the classics that we know and love. The CIG, it's the code
10002. It's a classic disconnection code that we found ourselves in. Who would have thought it? There's the noise that we come to fear. What can we do? You can see it, I think. Not for everyone else, but you can see it. You can see it, yeah. I can see it, yeah. I can check it. I won't check it right now if that's okay with you, because I'm just need to verify this. Blood Dragon, did you this means the servers are taken down for patch. Okay, yeah, that could be true. That could be true. It's saying that I can launch the game straight away, but I'm not sure if I should do that. Look, time is getting on, boys. I'm really enjoying myself, actually. This is a really good conversation, and I really appreciate your comments, Mr. Kickstarter. It's much appreciated that you drop by and give us your opinion, and I appreciate you guys joining in the conversation as well. It's really good. Fine, whatever. Okay, well, in that case I will look at it. Here I am looking at it right now.
Knows it exists. And thanks for the following. Somebody followed Crytek Legal Team. Thanks for the follow.
What?
They're on after the first of the year, actually.
Well played. And so yeah, I think that's what it would be though. Is that I think people are kind of starting to learn. I think that we've pulled back the curtains in so many different shows in so many ways. But people are kind of understanding the process on.
Yeah, mate. That was worth it. Yeah, nice one. It's late UK2, been on wine. I might bug you again
Season
some later
finale.
date.
Brian?
Oh, I heard
hold on.
Jaylee's gonna be on again, and he's going to try to take the title.
You
Sorry, I just got to pause that. Sorry, my mistake. That was very funny. I do appreciate that. That was so nice. Was that you again? Crytek Legal Team. You're a child at heart, but that's good, mate. That's good. That's the yeah, exactly. That's the final statement on the whole thing. I think that's really nice. Patch notes are out. Blood Dragon, thanks for that. It's late UK2. Coming. Thanks for coming by to piss on our chips. It's all good. Was that Xylo Tyler? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Tyler Whitkin, community manager. Well, boys, what can I say? I think I'm going to call it there. I'll wait for the new patch to come out, and then I'll download it. And I'll be streaming again tomorrow night at around 10, I would think, probably 10:30. Things are happening a little bit later in the evening for me now. I might get one early evening, I don't know, but anyway, I'll post an event if I change the timings, just in case you want to drop by. I really appreciate you guys dropping by. I really do. I really enjoy to chat with you and talk about the game. It's something that's, I finish up my day by thinking about this game sometimes, and I like to stream it, and I like to play it, and I like to chat about it. I think it's a fascinating phenomenon. The amount of money involved is fascinating. The amount of fantasy that's generated by it, and the amount of obsession and community that's fascinated with it is incredible to me. And I like to take in all opinions. So, Fail Kickstarter, thank you very much for dropping by. It's made my evening to have your opinions flying in the chat. Blood Dragon, as always, your help and your info has been invaluable. And Dirty Sonic, I just absolutely appreciate you, mate, dropping by. Really good. And yeah, he has been pissing on our chips. It's true. But, you know, a little bit of vinegar doesn't do anyone any harm, does it? I'd like to see that. You can probably paste a link for them. Yes, I will do that. I will absolutely do that right now. How do I do that? 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 I will do it. Don't worry. I will do it. I'll paste the link in a minute. I'll do it when I end up when I wig out, when I bow out graciously. Thanks for the stream. Hey, Blood Dragon, much appreciated. And Dirty Sonic, much appreciated to you too, mate. And hey, it's not all doom and gloom. We'll be back in the game tomorrow. We're back whizzing around, doing what we do, as usual. I like salt and vinegar, so it's all good. Good man, yeah. Control C, Control V. Yeah, of course it is. I'll figure it out. I'll try and sort my camera out as well. Less salt, more vinegar. Sonic, you're the man. Alright, look, I'm going to go, but thanks for dropping by, and I really appreciate it. This has been Star Citizen 3.0 with salt and vinegar. Thanks for dropping by, everybody who contributed. Take it easy. Goodbye. Oh dear, that's very, very good.